The game, Dungeons & Dragons, is a role-playing experience where players get together and share stories. Over the years, I've compiled notes, worlds and countries and heroes, and I've created an entire universe of adventure. The world is Fairimun, and this is the lore series. Whether you are a fan of fantasy or roleplay, there's something here for you. Please enjoy. We pick up this series with this episode talking about the nation of Elmizjire. As we stated in the last episode, Elmizjire is an open rebellion against the empire Hogazan. The Hogazan Empire is located on the Gulf of Basa, which is located on the continent of Lasoblia East. But in order to understand the nation of Elmizjire, we must understand the history. And the history of Elmizjire is actually older than the history of the empire. Talking about Elmizjire, we have to go back. So it was stated that the Emperor Hogazan became the emperor roughly around the year 310 AC. 310 years after he crowned himself king, he became the emperor. But the nation of Elmizjire is much, much older. The nation of Elmizjire came about after the Sangrean lords migrated in, and they took the land from the Tiap people. Who are the Tiap? For that, we go further back. The year is 940 BC. The Tiap people migrated into this nation after fleeing from the followers of Abelar. Abelar being the wolf god. The god Aden protected the Tiap people, and he led them into this region where they would find prosperity. Prior to that migration, no humans lived in this valley. No humans knew the power that existed here. The humans inherit the land in a peaceful trade with the giant kin, the dragon kin, and the treant. Those were the powerful forces at play before the Sangrean came. The Sangrean people migrated from across the ocean in huge ships and vast armies, and they came to conquer. And when they landed upon this continent, they spread out far and wide. And when the Sangrean people encountered the Tiap people, it was war. A long and devastating war. During that time, there was a battle that is now known as the Druid War Campaign. The Druid War Campaign saw a change in the country that man did not predict. Druids were lost. That was the end of man's connection to magic. From then on, the Lord Elmizjire received a vision from the gods, and he understood his legacy must change that day. He then decided that his children would strike a new path. The peace treaty was signed in the year 21 BC, and in 14 BC, the city of Cromhawk was founded. From that day forward, the nation was changing. The descendants of Elmizjire's family saw prosperity. They saw great promise. And it was Hogazan who saw their growth on the horizon. And his disdain for the Elmizjire name was legendary. He refused to acknowledge them as a powerful force, and he did everything he possibly could to attack and weaken all Sangrean everywhere, especially those a part of the Elmizjire bloodline. But that clearly is a legend for another day. I hope you enjoyed this series, and if you haven't done so by now, please feel free to go back and catch some of the previous episodes. Thank you.